Hi, this is Doug from SciWorks Solutions. I'm going to do a quick video today to show you how to replace the button on the Proconnect3. As always, anytime you want to work on any kind of pressurized device, you should make sure that your gas is disconnected. And the reason I wanted to do this video is very often the first time people take the Proconnect3 apart, they want to hold the button down because it gives them a little bit of extra leverage when they're unscrewing the body halves. You don't want to do this, because what's going to happen is when you get the body apart, very often the parts will fall out. First you'll see that the button lock comes out, and if you're unfortunate enough, the button will come out, as well as the spring. So to reassemble it, what we need to do first is to put the cone-shaped spring back in. As you can see, one side of it is a little bit bigger than the other side. You can drop it in place, but you'll find that's rather frustrating to do. So the easy way to do it is to take a toothpick or a small Allen wrench and put it on and just insert it sideways till you touch the toothpick to the bottom of the body half, and then just rotate it vertically. And as you can see, it'll end up correctly in place with the wide portion to the bottom and the narrow portion to the top. Next thing we have to do is make sure that we get the button in correctly. You'll notice that the button has a flat side here and the top is slightly rounded, but the most important part here is to look and make sure that you have the lip. And if I hold this just right, you can see by the reflection there's a slight lip there, and that goes towards the rear portion of the body half. Now you can see from the reflection there that the button is in slightly sideways. Reflection is a real good way to determine that you've got it lined up. So once you get it lined up, simply depress the button with your thumb and hold it in place. Now, the tricky part of this is to get the button lock back into place. What you want to do is have the flat side of the button lock up, and then we're going to use the male portion of the Proconnect3 as a tool. We're simply going to put the button lock on there. There again, let's make sure that the cone side is here and the flat side is up against the male portion. And then we're going to, while we're holding the button down, we're just going to wiggle it around until we feel everything lock in place. And it's easy to determine when it locks in place, because you can see now that the button is staying where it should. At this point, it's simply a matter of screwing the body half back together, being careful not to touch the button while you do it. And as you can see, there's an O-ring right here. That doesn't seal anything. That is simply a friction O-ring to make sure the two body halves don't come apart. And we're going to screw it all the way back together. And once we can't go anymore, at that point, if you want, you can press the button to get a little bit more leverage and tighten it a little bit further. It's very important at this point that you double check and make sure that you've got the button in correctly. And that's done simply by inserting the male end and trying to pull the two portions apart. If you can't pull it apart, you've done it correctly. And that's all there is to it.